Stop it! So Drayton Manor have been building a pretty large family thrill coaster, but it's been kind of forgotten about. Most likely because of the obvious hype around Hyperia. But the UK's tallest and fastest roller coaster has opened, closed, reopened, and then closed, valleyed. It's kind of been playing open-close tennis. Again, will you stop that? As you can tell, I'm not in my usual bedroom filming this. I'm in Miami, Florida. In London. Sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked there. But the opening of Hyperia and apparently this yucca plant has very much overshadowed the new roller coaster opening at Drayton Manor this year. Or perhaps not this year. But I wanted to make a dedicated video for this roller coaster because it's quite an exciting investment for Drayton Manor, a launched and lift hill Intamin family coaster that's heavily themed. It deserves a lot more excitement. Yeah, you tell him, Sam. But more importantly, I think we now have enough evidence to hypothesize an opening timeframe for this ride. Finally. And there is a lot going on at the site. So if you do go on to find this video either useful or just a little bit entertaining, please do consider subscribing. It would really mean a lot to me. But of course, no pressure. Also, for smaller theme park news, stuff that I can't dedicate the time to make a full YouTube video on, I've been uploading shorter form videos on my TikTok. So again, please go follow me there. Please follow me, please, please. Okay, now I'm finished begging. I'm gonna look at the first point, which is the testing cycle for Drayton Manor's new Wild West themed Intamin roller coaster. And this project completed a pull-through test almost 2 months ago. Both trains are now on site as well, so it should be completing full testing either now or in the very near future. Actually, I'm unsure whether the roller coaster has completed a full test run already. Next point. Drayton Manor have always traditionally opened new large-scale attractions in May. And this has always been in time for the summer bank holiday and the May half-term for UK schools. That being towards the end of May, usually around the 25th to the start of June. However, this time around they opened the Wave over the Easter half-term, so that would be just before their usual opening time frame, and opening two new, in inverted commas, large-scale attractions. Again, the Wave already existed, but for the purpose of marketing, opening two new large roller coasters in consecutive months would not make sense for the park. For one, they wouldn't be able to get the full return on investment in terms of the marketing campaigns for either investment, because the Wave would likely overshadow this new Wild West roller coaster. That was a tongue twister for a lot of the general public. But then conversely, a different demographic would not really pay attention to the Wave opening because this family roller coaster would overshadow that. So they'd be fighting each other, and no park wants two of their largest roller coasters scrapping for attention. And finally, a bit of a side note, this has probably bought the park a little bit of time in opening the Wild West roller coaster because they do seem to be a little bit behind schedule. And finally, a bit of a side note, but opening the Wave likely bought them a little bit of time to delay this project and bring the theming up to their usual standard, because Drayton Manor have recently become quite well renowned for highly themed immersive experiences. And they probably want this to be the same. And yes, it's fair to assume that there have been delays associated with this project, most likely due to theming, because the whole layout of the roller coaster hardware has been in place for a couple of months now. On top of that, the social media has been fairly quiet, with Drayton Manor only dropping the odd teaser related to the Wild West area. I think it's called Frontier Falls. Should really know that. And this is quite telling because in recent years, Drayton Manor have been quite pioneering for their social media coverage of the park and engaging with theme park enthusiasts like me. And probably you guys. Stop poking me, man. But back to the point, their social media has been really quiet aside from the odd post to be like, hey guys, this coaster is being built, remember me? Stop it. On that note though, I am honestly quite uninformed in this, but the vagueness in their marketing campaign thus far does suggest that they're probably behind schedule. And in my opinion, this lack of commitment to a time frame with absolutely no mention of an opening date does suggest that they're possibly behind schedule or not on track to open when they'd have hoped. Also, Hyperia opened late May, right when they normally open things, which is very selfish from Thorpe Park, because that's when Drayton Manor open things. And most probably, Drayton Manor didn't want their large investment to be overshadowed by Hyperia, the UK's tallest and fastest roller coaster, but it doesn't have the theming that this Drayton Manor coaster has. So, if anything, it's a small ride compared to Drayton Manor, because that makes sense. But then unfortunately for both Thorpe Park and Drayton Manor, Hyperia is constantly getting coverage because it keeps breaking, then unbreaking, then fixing itself, then breaking, then fixing itself. Hyperia is such an attention whore. However, that whole debacle does seem to be resolved, and we now seem to be in the clear. That is really getting annoying. And luckily for Drayton Manor, this is just in time for the UK summer holiday, which starts at the end of July. I believe around the 24th, 25th. And this is around 3 to 4 weeks away. Plenty of time to complete testing and run a full marketing campaign leading up to the coaster opening, garnering as much attention and excitement as they can. Plus, it's the ideal time to open a large roller coaster and probably the last big opportunity to open this ride this season in terms of engaging with the maximum potential audience. Because the summer holidays is peak season for families, which is Drayton Manor's target demographic, and they'll be looking for somewhere to visit. Following that, the next big opportunity would be October for Halloween. However, Halloween kind of sells itself with Drayton Manor having their events such as Night at the Manor, so they don't really need a large roller coaster to come in and attract new guests when Halloween sells itself. That sounds a bit weird. What I mean is that Halloween as an event is enough of a draw in itself to attract people to the park, so you wouldn't need to open a ride to do that as well. And then it's the end of the season after that. I'm pretty sure Drayton Manor don't want to leave this coaster SB&O until 2025. That would be such a shame. Thanks so much for watching. Like the video if you did enjoy it. Ciao, legends. Leave me alone. That was good, wasn't it? Please, sir, can we have some more? You don't have to call me sir. But here's your link. Click it. Sir Pun a lot would sound cool though.